What is up, y'all? What is going on? It is J. Chris Newberg. This is the Newberg Pod, episode 98. Playing a little guitar on today's episode. Doing some songs for you. Doing some songs for you. Doing what I do. Autotune, singing weird, but keeping it honest. Doing the cool things, yeah, baby. We're back in the business of being in the business, and we're doing business, yeah. I just thought I'd start. Well, first off, no Hannah this week. No advice, guys. Hybrid. This is just regular Newberg. We did a podcast earlier, but there was a glitch. It was like 45 minutes. It was the episode I thought was good, but it just didn't record. It just it got all floppity and like all stuttery in the middle of it, and I'm not good enough to fix it. So instead of asking Hannah to do another one and Josh to do another one, I'm going to do a separate one with Josh for Advice Guys. If you listen to Advice Guys, check out Advice Guys on wherever you pod and stream. Or as always, listen to Newberg Pod right now as you are, and listen to it or watch it on YouTube or stream wherever. I'd like to start off with a new song I wrote. This is about a guy who waits for his wife to go to work, and then he puts on her clothes. It goes like this. But she also doesn't know he puts on her clothes, but she suspects. Anyways, here we go. You go to work, I put on your clothes, I wrap them around my junk, tie them all up in bows. First I start with your bras, then I dip in my balls. Put on your underwear and make business calls. Sorry, it was... Then I put your underwear, put your underwear on my face and make business calls. Ooh, I love your clothes. Ooh, oh, wow, you're home early. Yikes. Yeah. And I had this other one that I was going to do, but I didn't do. I was just in Detroit for 5 days, and I went there and I was going to do a special. I was going to film a special, and this is all the fun that happened with it. So I decided to write a couple new songs for it, and one that I wrote was going to be one that talks to somebody, but I didn't figure it out, but it goes... I don't want to screw your girlfriend, at least not again. She looks prettier than my magazines. She feels better than my hand. I'm a wolf tonight. Sing with me, right? And I was going to get everybody to go, oh. But anyways, yeah. So Detroit, let's talk about Detroit. Let's talk about the Motor City, my home, my place where I was. It was so cool to be back. It was so fun to be in where I grew up. The first club I ever did, it was Mark Ridley's Comedy Club. I remember I got there, and the first show I did, it was a student show because I took classes from Gilda Hauser just because I wanted to learn how to, I don't know, I guess figure out how to tell jokes or joke formula or whatever you do. And I learned it, and then I just kind of, same thing I did with guitar. Once I kind of got the basics, I did my own thing. Anyways, so, I started, and I realized that this was my 25th year of headlining the Comedy Castle. What a cool experience. What a great honor. Such a great club. Mark is so great. The booker, who I was in my really crazy head about a while ago and didn't think he liked me, booked me, and I'm an idiot. But, we're all idiots sometimes. You're listening to the Newberg Pod, and that's the king. idiot right there. That guy. That's me. That's great. So I got there anyway. So I normally get there on Wednesday. I do the open mic, and then I'm there for Thursday. So luckily, I did the Drew Lane podcast on Tuesday to promote. And so like this is what it's like when you're going home to shoot a special. I decided I was going to shoot a special. So the person who shot my first special, who's friends with Mark, is going to help me. And then that didn't work out. And then long story stupid, get a company in there, and I was gonna have Travis Bully do it. Travis has never done video; he's always done audio, and it sounds awesome. But I don't think he did video stuff. Anyways, so but he's amazing, and I would love to work with him always. But he's very Travis. He called me up. He's like, "What did I do?" I'm like, "Dude, nothing. You're perfect." But you still haven't read Jonathan Livingston Seagull, so maybe get on that because you have a plane. Like who has a plane and doesn't read Jonathan Livingston Seagull? Such a great book. Yeah, I mean, like high school me loved it. College me loved it. Didn't go to college me loved it. 20-something me loved it. 50-something me can't really remember what it's about. Just knows it's good. You ever have that thing that you're just positive is great, but you can't remember it? So you latch onto it. Latch onto the memory of what it was, and then you re-experience it because there's no way your brain has the capacity to remember it. Unless it's So I Married an Axe Murderer, then you can constantly walk around and be like, heed, Ponce, now. Although that wouldn't be the accent because that's a terrible accent. Ponce? What was that? That's a terrible, terrible accent. I do have the ability to just talk nonstop for 30 minutes, and I don't know if it's a gift or a curse. But anyways, I did the Drew Lane podcast on Tuesday. And like an update, I updated like, okay, so we talked about, I think it was the last episode of the previous episode, or maybe on his episode, or I complained about it. Here's what happened. I write a joke. It was silly. This person, really nice guy, fires back. Maybe you should try to be funnier. Made me angry, but he was having a bad day. So he and I went back and forth. I was like, you keep talking shit on my joke. It's not even about that. And then I went on his thing, and then he got mad. And then one of his friends jumped on me. So I was like, I'm done. So I blocked this. And then I explain on my Facebook page, I vent. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And I finish it all out. And then I realized, that's stupid. But then the guy messages me on Instagram. Anyways, we end up talking for like an hour on Instagram. Really nice guy. He starts telling me how funny he is. And like I realized, most people just want attention. Most people, if they're going through stuff, they just want to like vent. Social media is like the perfect place to do that. So that's what this guy did. We were cool, and I was done with it. And then we get on the Drew Lane show, and Drew brings it up immediately. And I'm like, oh, now this guy's going to hear it, and he's going to be like, what a dick. And I didn't mention his name, but I thought the guy was cool, and I was glad he had his opinion. And I keep trying to make my beard even. If you're listening, my beard's not even. If you're watching, it probably is because there's dark hair, but the screen is mirrored, so I don't even know. But anyways, so I did that, and then I had press to do on Thursday on Fox 2 or Live in the D or the 9, I think it's called. Whatever. It's morning television in Detroit. It was fun. Love doing it. So I get there on Wednesday, and I run my set. I do 10 minutes, and I just kind of like feel out the jokes that I'm trying to figure out that are trying to work. And they were fine. There some worked, some didn't. So then I threw up a rough order for Thursday. So Thursday I did the order, and it just didn't feel right, but I wasn't recording anyway. So now I'm set to go record Friday, Saturday. So the nice guy who ends up recording for me has camera problems on Friday and Saturday. So now I have a full sold out, and there was like 200 people there on Thursday. Sold out show on Friday. First one sold out. I get my friend Graham from the Voodoo Hippies. He was going to play on stage with me. We had a really funny idea. And then I had 2 shows early and late. First one sold out pretty much. Second one basically sold out. 2 cameras on the stage, mics on the stage, miking the crowd. And then we have 3 cameras, and like I'm going to shoot a special. And the second day the cameras don't work, so I hopefully got it on the first 2 days. But you have to go through all of this stuff, and it's exhausting. To like doing stand up on itself is a lot of fun. It's a really good time. if it's something that you like, you're up on stage, you're loose, you're doing your thing, you're really getting into it, and you don't worry about perfection because comedy is just word rock and roll. That's right. You can quote me on that. Comedy is word rock and roll. You're just taking chances, doing your thing, trying to be honest, trying to be natural, trying to be like the organic fruit of the fruit basket that is the bucket of, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I am convincing it, pretending like I do know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I recorded both shows. And the first one, it was like, it's like when I recorded my last special. This would be my third special, but the second one that will air. I haven't seen the footage yet. I've got a really great editor. I got Scott Rune, who's going to edit it, and he's phenomenal. And so he's got two episodes or two shows to choose from, and I'm excited. I'm just really excited for it. I can't wait for you to hear it. The Detroit crowds are incredible. Mark Ridley's was incredible. The staff was incredible. It was great. I'm very excited about it. There's a couple other things I want to talk about. I mean, obviously a bunch, but first, let's get into. Like so many things went wrong with this weekend, and I still powered through. I ordered chapstick. I like Newberg pod chapstick, and it didn't come in time or didn't get made or the order was messed up. And I was literally going to give every single person a chapstick who followed me on YouTube. I was willing to spend the money to do it, but of course it didn't come, and then I didn't talk to anybody. But then after a show, when you're doing a show, back to the Red Cup, when you're doing a show, there's so many different components. Like, okay, I'm going to walk you through it. You're on the road in a place where you used to live, that you don't live anymore, and you're still friendly with a lot of people, but there's not enough time in the day for you to see all of the people. And I'm sure this is a sentiment that's been echoed on several podcasts that I've done in the past. So you fly in, you adjust, you do your promo, you do your press, you do your stuff, you're back at the hotel, and then you've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, fly home Sunday. So in the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's 3 lunches with 3 friends. You got 3 shots of 3 friends. Then you also have family who's there. And then there's also people who want to hang out with you after the shows. And then there's also people who are comics who want to talk to you. And there's a lot. And it's a blessing. And it's a great opportunity. But it's also like a tad overwhelming. The older I get, the more overwhelming it is. So I finish my show. And I'm like, all right. And then immediately the bar manager comes in. He's like, people are asking for you. When are you coming out? I'm like, I just got off stage. I'm like, give me a second. And I would never charge people for, like, there's so many comics that I know. And I guess maybe if I got to this level and I was over it, I would always be honored to see take a picture with anybody who wants to take a picture with me. What a cool, I know what I look like. I do. I know what I look like. I know why people wouldn't want to take a picture with me. But if they do want to take a picture with me, what am I going to do? Stop them from letting them take a picture with me? I mean, they've obviously they earned it. They earned, like, for how attractive I am. Come on. Also, why do we reward white trash people with publicity? Like, why is there a thing on TMZ that says bad baby's boyfriend shot at strip club? Why do we care? Why am I talking about it now? I don't know. Oh my gosh, Canada removed liquor from U.S. liquor from store shelves in response to tariffs. Aha! Like, that's going to bum anyone in Canada out. Like, there's anyone in Canada who's like, oh, fuck, I guess I can't have Miller Lite now. No one in Canada is going to think that. American liquor, what other stuff are they getting rid of? Let's see. Just like, what would be America, like, I know that Crown Royal is going to be super expensive. I know, Jack Daniels is gone. Bye. Let's see what else they're getting rid of. Canada export tax. I don't know. I guess this is political. I don't know. I just think yesterday I wrote a joke that was, if the guy who was in charge of all the tariffs, was named Quentin, he'd be Quentin Tariftino. And someone's like, oh, that's kind of a groaner. But it's better than people bitching about tariffs. I don't understand what tariffs mean, but I am tariff-eyed. But maybe they'll be terrific. Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see. What else is there's so many different things trending. Max Crosby is back with he's Max Crosby's with the Raiders, 3 year, $106.5 million deal. Wasn't I talking about my comedy show? I was. So you get there. This is my brain. So you get there, and then you're in the venue, and you've got to see the people, and after the show you talk to your friends, and my family there. Oh my gosh, so many people from my family were there, my cousins, and we got this really cool picture. I'm gonna post it. It was great. It was such a good feeling, but it was really good. I've had a ton of people come to shows before where I sucked, and I didn't suck this time. It's always good to not suck. Shout out to Hannah, by the way, as I said, who's going through it with her breakup. And we hope she feels better. And I can't wait till she's back on the show next week. She's shooting a music video today, which is why she couldn't do a second run through of this, which is why I'm just kind of winging it. Like, I don't even really have any notes on this. I have Detroit recording, new friends, chapstick, Ben Affleck, bad baby. What do I have about Ben Affleck? But doesn't Ben Affleck constantly look like he's angry? Like, he always looks pissed to be awake. Like, if you look at any picture of Ben Affleck, he's just like, I don't know. He just doesn't look. He's just always like, and he's very successful. He's very successful. I have a meeting with J-Lo's company for something that I came up with. Will anything come of it? I have no idea. It's not till April. But I had an idea, and they were like, we'd like to talk to you about your idea, which is cool. So, huge fan of J-Lo. Her company's something like New Yorkin, which I think is cool. It's like American from New York, and that's what I think it is. What else do I want to do? Now I just want to talk about some of my threads. Also, I'd love if you follow the show on YouTube. That'd be great. At Newberg Pod. I'd love if you followed me on Instagram at the Chris Army. I'd love if you subscribe to the show to wherever you're listening to. Now I'm just going to do some of my jokes and tell the stories behind them. Because again, I didn't prepare. I prepared for the first episode, but I'm not doing the first episode again that I prepared. I already did because I can't run it back. I've already done that. The karma was off. Obviously, it didn't record, which is why I wouldn't do it. Here's my impression of Chef Boyardee. He's probably married to Mrs. Boyardee. Boyardee, but here's my impression. Like, he's probably tired of having sex with Mrs. Boyardee. Maybe she's like on his nerves. Maybe he's too fat. Maybe he's got a lot of red meat in his belly. Maybe too much pasta. Maybe he's tired. Here's my impression of Chef Boyardee talking to a sex worker. He's like, "Oh, girl, I'm all man RD under the sheets." And she's like, "Oh, now it's 2,000. It was just 1,000 before. What if I've got to call you Chef Man RD 2,000?" Lent is around the corner. I'm giving up Lent for sex. It's a classic Newberg joke. I love that. I love those posts. I love those posts when you're scrolling and you see a celebrity and they post something just like rabbits. And it's like 2 rabbit emojis. And then the word rabbits, and then 2 more rabbit emojis, and it gets like 26,000 likes. And you're like, and then another thing, this is what happened. This is a funny thing. So I get the emergency alerts from Apple, and I have an iPhone. It's like an iPhone 2 or something. I don't want to ball, but it's like, brag about my balling, or ball about my bragging. Here comes a yawn. We couldn't stop it. I knew that if I kept having to wing it, my brain would be like, take a beat, Junior. But there was a silver alert, and an 81-year-old person got lost, and it happened at like 11:30 at night. It scared the shit out of me. I was like, whoa. I jumped. And then at 5 o'clock in the morning, they posted again, and I was so annoyed. And I was like, when I get an Amber Alert at 5 a.m., I kind of wish my phone was missing, because it just scared me. And that joke is funny on so many different levels. It's funny because I'm telling you that it's funny, which is the key ingredient to something that's funny. In addition to that, it's like, it talks about like how what an asshole I am, which is what most fucking jokes are funny about. It's just like a switch. Somebody posted on my page. They said, uh, as the sibling of a murdered child, I will never find this funny in bold. And then wrote, well, I'm just gonna keep moving and leave this here. What do you mean you're gonna keep moving? Where's there to go? You just blew up the whole fucking comment. Anyways, I saw the movie Anora. I don't know if you all saw the movie Anora. Anora is the movie that Mikey Madsen, I think her name is. I don't know if it was Madsen. Mikey somebody. What was Mikey's last name? Let's find out. Who knows? Mikey, whatever. She won Best Actress. She was great. It was such a fun movie. I don't know if you saw it. It was super dark. A lot of sex. A lot of sex. But really funny. Really good. It was sort of like Pretty Woman without a condom. You know what I mean? It was like maybe a different ending, but like if you've ever hung out with exotic dancers before, it's a thing. And in my 20s, I'm not proud. I hung out with them a lot. But when I first started watching it, I felt like an old person watching the Grammys because I was like, what the hell is happening? Like, who are these people? What's going on here? This is nuts. Why am I talking in a Canadian accent? I don't know, yo. Is it yo? Do they say yo? Yeah, sure. You betcha. Minnesota, North Dakota. Casey Anthony's on TikTok. That's great news. Casey Anthony, she is white OJ. She's like talking about how she's an ally. You killed your kid. You killed your kid, allegedly. And I know you went to trial and got off, but where's the kid? Who got in trouble? Who was arrested for it? You got off because you looked good in a sweater in the 90s. The Oscars were fun. I don't know if you guys saw the Oscars. Oscars were cool. Adrian Brody, who is this guy? Like, I don't know him personally, but let's just process this. Here's a dude who gets called. This is his second Academy Award, I think. He takes gum out of his mouth, throws it at the woman he's with, which I heard was Jeffrey Weinstein. Is it Jeffrey? Harvey Weinstein's ex Jeffrey Weinstein. I bet Jeffrey Weinstein is a phenomenal dart player, and he like has his own darts, but he doesn't drink, during the Sabbath, but he's a really good dart player. That's my opinion. That's what I thought. Jeffrey Weinstein. Wasn't there I don't know. No, Jeffrey Feiger. That's an attorney in Detroit. Oh my God. Anyways, he whips his gum, and this lady, she catches it. This bitch is like, I got your gum. That's ride or die right there. Or it's really high paid sex worker. I don't know who it was. But then he starts talking, and he's talking for so long while he's talking up there about how I was like, I just couldn't help but think to myself, I was like, fuck you, shut up. And then the music came on. He was like, don't you try to play me off. Oh, don't do that. Oh, don't do that. And they stop, and he keeps talking, and it's just bananas. Let's see. Here's my impression of Robert Downey Jr. at the after party of the Oscars. Here's my impression of RDJ talking to an LAFD firefighter. And the firefighter is going to be like, wow, this is such an honor to meet you. You have such an incredible story. You were so great as Iron Man. Wow. Oh my God. And here's RDJ. You're the real Iron Man. You're the real Iron Man. You are. That's my impression of what probably happened. Let's see. Oh, and I think it would be funny. Kieran Culkin, incredible actor. I thought it'd be really fun if during his, except, what's funny? There's people, like, the internet is just hilarious. Like, it's funny that so many different people have this thought and opinion. But so Kieran Culkin is on the Oscars, and he's telling this great story about how he wanted to have another child, and his wife was like, "Oh, if you ever win an Oscar, I'll if you win a Golden Globe, I'll give you one. If you win an Oscar, I'll give you another one." Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember. And his wife's like, I remember. And then he wins. So he's like, we're having babies. And she's like, yeah, we are. I'm so excited. And there's all these people who I saw posts were like, are we done with the toxic masculinity of men telling their women when they're going to have babies? Are we through with this type of behavior? Is it done? Fuck off. This guy and his wife had the cutest moment. They were so happy and they were all excited. I hope they have a bunch of babies. I hope they have babies every time they do it. But I think it would have been really cool if when Kieran was accepting his award, he was like, hey, Macaulay, who's home alone now, motherfucker? Who's home alone now, bitch? And then it would have been funny. It just would have been funny. I'm sure Macaulay, Culkin. That's it. Macaulay, Culkin, which I think is his legal first name, would have laughed because obviously he's got a pretty good sense of humor. What else? There's Dysentery that's breaking out in Oregon, which started on my PC because my Oregon Trail, everybody on the show has Oregon Trail. Everybody on the show, Oregon Trail, everybody in the video game Oregon Trail had dysentery. Do you remember playing that? Do you want to go further? Yes, dysentery. Oh, that sucks. Dysentery. Also, when you're trying to like insult your friend Terry, you're dysentery. What? That's cool. I can't stop with the puns. Do you think Marco Rubio plays Marco Rubio when he's in the pool instead of Marco Polo? You think he's all like, Marco Rubio? He's got to do it. It's got to do it. It's got to be a thing. David Johansen from the New York Dolls passed away. R.I.P. What an incredible pioneer of music. What just like on the forefront of cool music and gender bending and really amazing. So sad, but great life. I mean, I don't know if he had a great life. I didn't know him, but he was feeling hot when I was in high school. I saw a woman in Michigan when I was at Somerset, which is a mall there, and she was walking through the mall, and she had a tattoo on the side of her neck, this huge tattoo, and it said "No fear," like no fear, like none. But she was wearing a mask. So I thought like kind of feels like there's some fear. So I wanted to ask her, do you want to amend to like some fear? I would get a tattoo that says some fear. Some fear would be a great brand. Gene Hackman died. No foul play suspected. Doesn't no foul play suspected sound like a Gene Hackman movie? It just does. And what else did I want to say? A couple other things. Anybody who would pay $5 million to be a citizen would easily pay 10. I think it'd be cool if if one person made an ice baby jacket and then walk every time he saw the ice officers just stood next to him, because then it would be ice and ice baby. Let's see. Oh, I think a cool song would be Credit Karma, Chameleon. There's a Fire Festival too. A lot of news in this episode today. A lot of news. I'm just being goofy. I'm having fun. I'm tired, but I'm happy. I'm going to be 55 in 3 days. Yeah. So I just wanted to do this. Anyways, thanks for listening to Newberg episode 98. If you enjoy it, please like, please subscribe, please follow. It's just me being goofy. I don't know what I was really trying to accomplish. I'm just happy to be here, happy to be making it to 55. Hopefully I will. If I die before I'm 55, be like, how sad. You should, this was his last podcast. Sad. And then share it, and then it'll be like the Gabby Petito doc. It's, well, she got 7 million followers. Oh yeah, if I die, I want 7,000,010 followers. Can you do that? Like if this is my cryptic last text podcast, which I hope it isn't. If it is, I love you, Michelle. I love you, everybody. You guys are wonderful. Please like, please subscribe, please follow. If you want to donate to the show, good luck. I don't have any place to donate. I don't even know where to do that. I used to have something on the show, but I don't even know how to do that. Like, let's see if I can do that. QR codes, donate, support the show. There you go. I don't know. Whatever. It's just if you want to Venmo the show, it's the Chris Army at Venmo at the Chris Army. If you want to, yeah. Well, I mean, why not? I haven't worked since August, minus this last weekend. If you want to text me, if you have any questions, text me anytime. 310-696-8151. Listen to Advice Guys. Also, that's a great pod that I do with my friend Josh. Hannah is wonderful. She'll be back. Hopefully she's in better spirits. Hopefully there won't be a clickety clackety on the thing, and you'll see her lovely face. Love y'all.